Donnie Houston.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston podcast, man. Yeah, man, it's going down. It's Donnie Houston podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got a few special guests in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Some faces have they're not strangers to the couch at all. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys, it's their first time here, but definitely not their first time putting it down in the game. And really, you know, we talking about 35 years of this thing, man. We got the SPC in here, man. Murder One, K Reno, Point Blank, Klondike Cat, Rapper K, Mr. Cap. What's going down, man?
Man.
Blessed, man.
35 years. What's going on, man? What's
Blessed to be pulling that wagon, man. We still pulling the wagon.
And always appreciate you for opening your doors, bro. You know, so we appreciate that. You done become such a fixture in this city, man. That
Right.
to celebrate 35 years, you know, we got to come through here. It's an honor, straight up. So.
Nah, it's an honor to have y'all, man. So, talk to me. Well, I'm going to just start with the ones who ain't been here. You know what I mean? Murder One, what's going on, man?
Man, you know, just trying to support the 35 and whatever else, 50, 60 more years that we can. And, you know, we old in age, but we're not old in mind.
He old.
I'm older than you, just say that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I trained this guy next to me.
I ain't old.
He get all the credit. Yeah. So it's all good. Now, man, we're just trying to support 35 more years. That's all. Right now, 35 plus.
Klondike Cat, man. What's up, man?
What's the deal? Donnie Houston, man. We here, man. We here. 35 years in the game, man. You know, we've been putting it down since teenagers, man. We all met as teens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When nobody said that we should be doing this. They probably was laughing at the beginning, but we were so good. They kind of took us serious. It was just a matter of time.
Do me a favor, you got to kind of hold it up a little bit.
Fast forward from here, I mean from there to here, you know, we still here, and it's an honor and it's amazing, man.
Hey, don't forget, Jones is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Just say Jones in the building. We need to say that real fast.
Yeah, just say Jones.
I'm gonna save my comments. I'm gonna save my comment.
Okay, we got the Sterling Jones thing.
Yeah.
I already know.
Yeah, I'm with the Madison, so everybody out of pocket for us. I'm saying.
Hey, look, well, shout out to Big Mello, Harvey Love, Isaac Greek, you know, Madison, Romeo Ace, all the Madison legends, man. You know, question, man. No, it's just a thing where we grateful, bro. We grateful because you're talking about, again, 35 years. We started in 1987. So, like Kat was saying, all of us were teenagers when we first started. We in high school, literally in high school. So not even really understanding, because there wasn't no clique like this. Like Murder said, they was at Jones, we was at Sterling, Blank passed through Sterling for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Cap doing this thing. So at the end of the day, we didn't know that all of us were gonna even come together. You know, so it was just a situation where once it started forming, us being the first clique of this structure like this. Wasn't no group of rappers organized doing this before we did it. So it's a blessing now to look up and all this love we get internationally and all over the country, man, even to this day, because you know how they look at artists now, like Murder was joking around, talking about, man, oh man, they old school. Yeah, we old school, but we still got a fan base that's getting younger and younger. So a lot of the people that rock with us, man, we got 20, 25, 18, 19 that always being reintroduced to our music because their daddies used to listen to us, their uncles and older brothers used to listen to us. So, and a lot of people that started when we started, they're not doing it no more. So we grateful, bro. That's all I can say.
Yeah, Rapper K, before we're going to go around to the introductions, we're going to come back to what you're saying.
Yeah, man, like he's saying, man, you know, we've been doing this for 35 years, but we more like a family than a rap clique. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, we have our ups and downs. We fight and, you know what I'm saying, but we always a family. You know what I'm saying? So we've been doing this 35 years, man. We're just blessed to be here because, you know, we have some fallen soldiers that didn't make it. And, you know what I'm saying? So RIP to our fallen soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So just blessed, man. Blessed to be here. And can't wait for the show, man. September 10th. You know what I'm saying?
September 10th, for sure. Mr. Cap, what you got, man?
Man, it's like everybody done said it all. You know what I'm saying? Just happy, blessed to be a part of this whole situation, man. After so long, you know, I still think that it's a lot for us to do, a lot of work for us to do, but at the same time, man, you know, like for one of the members that's not as well known as some of the other members, I still get a lot of love in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. So it's just a blessing just to even be a part of it. I've been a part of it since 30 years ago, since over 30 years ago. So, you know, we all came up together. I'm from Yates though. So I'm just gonna let it be known.
We'll let you get that one.
JY dude.
We'll let him get that.
But I did go to Thomas though.
Okay.
So
Man, you touched on it a little bit. Talk a little bit about this concert, man. Big concert coming up, 35-year anniversary, man.
From South Side to Yo Side, H-Town to Yo Town, September the 10th is gonna be one of the amazingest times you can experience. You know what I mean? SPC 35, the whole coalition under one roof. That just says it all. And everybody, we had a hand in raising and touching you. It ain't just us. We all over the world. We got members all up in Germany, Europe, Finland that rep SPC. They come from all over when we come together and do shows like this. It ain't an anniversary we done that just ain't been off the chain. You can go on YouTube and look it up, 25th, 30th. So it's like a family reunion for us. Because it is really, truly a blessing because, man, we came up in this game together and we 50 sitting here.
Man.
We got our health. We alive and well. You know what I mean? And we still doing what we love to do. We still doing music. We still dropping albums. We all got new projects coming. SPC, that's for life. It's a blessing to be sitting here with my brothers that I grinded in the game with, that came up with, suffered with, went through pain with, and we still sit here, man. That's just, man, come on, man.
And Cap said it best. We still learning. See, and I think that's one of the main things that keep us rolling is the fact that we accept the fact that we still students in the game, no matter how old that you get. So yeah, September the 10th, Scout Bar is the place we'll be at, and that's located at 18307 Egret Bay. The Scout Bar, everybody familiar with that venue, but we done the 20, we did the 25, we did the 30, so it's only right we do the 35. And when you talk about the South Park Coalition, for those who might know, because I know your fan base and your audience is diverse in terms of age demographic and all that, so you're talking about Gangsta Nip, Point Blank, Klondike Cat, PSK 13, your big brother K Reno, Murder One, Rapper K, Cliche, AC Chill. Who else am I forgetting? Dopey and the Terrorists, who invented the sound, Egypt E, Sniper, all these people who had a hand in not just saying we've been doing music for a long time. It ain't just, it's more than that. It's just establishing a foundation.
Putting the bricks together.
And laying all them bricks in not just this city, but in the region, in the southern region. And that's what had to be really, really emphasized because our influence has reached more than people may know. Major artists that everybody know and love will tell you that they came up listening to us. So that's not a bragging thing. It's just the acknowledgement to just let everybody know the history that we have helped to establish. And I'm proud of the city, proud of what we have done. And like everybody been just reiterating, we gonna continue to do it. and because we wouldn't do it if it still wasn't people accepting it. You know, so it would just be a hobby at that point. So the fact that people are still like looking for it, checking for it, then that's what keeps us going. So we ready. September the 10th. If y'all have ever in life, you know, rock with the SPC, this is the show that you need to be at. You know, because like Blank was saying, you don't really see us all under the same roof at the same time, except in these kind of events. So you're gonna see Nip, you're gonna see, and you know, it's interaction, it's love. So make sure you come out September 10th and rep with us.
Not just that, you know, it's a challenge anyway. We all accept a new challenge that we going with forward. Because if we didn't have the challenge to move and trying to be better than what we are, we wouldn't be here right now. And everyone has to see here, we all challenge each other anyway. Don't matter who it is, we're gonna challenge one another.
Ain't no Hollywood. Ain't nobody Hollywood. So if you come to the show, you can walk up to any one of us and take a picture. Everybody's willing to take pictures, sign autographs. We're gonna have products. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have CDs and available for you to purchase that night. And like I say, it's just a family atmosphere. We don't have no drama at our shows, you know what I'm saying? So anybody can come, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the age limit, but you know what I'm saying? If you're old enough to get in, you come out and rock with us on September 10th.
Well, I figure like, since we getting old, we're going to have to figure out how to start doing these.
Hey man, you getting old. What's up with that, man?
Yeah.
You getting old, bro.
Getting older. Yeah. Figure out how to do these.
Put that old tag
these
on
versions in 1 year increments.
Hey man, look. Only thing missing from me from my high school days is hair. Everything's still smooth and I'm good.
Hey, let me say this too, man. Man, y'all get there early. Don't wait to come in fashionably late, man. Get there early. I remember a few giveaways, man. I got some vinyl from 1992 that was never released.
Oh, I need that.
Gerard Records with Keith Babin.
It's the DJ. He said, I need that.
I need that, yeah.
So I will be giving a few selected away, man. The other ones are hidden in the chamber, so I will open the chamber to give those away that night. But you got to get there early.
I didn't know you was on Gerard Records. Let's stop right there, though.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah. I knew. I know.
I seen Charlotte's interview.
Yeah, Charlotte. So he was street military, and then I know like 3-4 Action did some stuff with Gerard Records, but I didn't know you was over there too.
Yeah. Mainstay.
See, that's the
production
history
and everything on the street.
You listen to them original old street military records, and I like Cat been there since day one. You know what I'm saying?
The 6 man, I come off the bench.
And the versatility. Well, he's really a franchise player who maneuvers through whatever position he want to choose to play. He could be a 6 man if he wants to, but really he's a lottery pick. You know, because you're talking about a guy who rap, sing, produce, do reggae, he do all these different things. And not many people can wear them hats like that. You know, other than Dopey. Well, I think about Cat, Dopey, and Icy Hot. Those 3 guys that just can do everything. You know, like if I couldn't rap, I'll just be a fan because I can't do nothing else. You know, if you'd have told me to push that button, we'd been in trouble. Yeah. So I mean, it's just the versatility, you know, that we've been blessed with, and that's what keeps us going, bro.
Man, did you?
Military, it was Cat. Wherever they was at, labels, everything.
And shout out the street because that's South Park Coalition too. Killer Clan, all that. You know,
SPC affiliates.
Yeah, straight out. That's straight up family, man. No question. All the time. Straight up.
Yeah. Man, Reno, I remember you was telling me like I think it was you being at school and you was scribbling, trying to figure out like you knew it was gonna be South Park something. Like, talk about just going back to that thing of you just having that vision of like I'm gonna create this crew. They're gonna be called South Park Coalition. Yeah. And you know that whole thing.
I was in the 11th grade. It was 1987, and I was sitting in my English class, and I wanted to create a clique, an organization. I was like, man, just put out, you know, Rapper K, one of the first original members. You know, I mean, if I can name the top maybe 3 guys, he's in that top 3 guys.
Just to stop right there, who would you say? Who the first 3?
It would be me. Well, I wouldn't count myself. It would be Rapper K, GT, and Preppy J, who I was in real chill with. That was the first 3 off the rip. Then a couple other guys that were at the school at the time. And then, so at that point, we might have had 7 or 8 of us at the school. South Park Coalition was just at one school. But when me and Nip had our classic battle, then we and him got tight. He brought in Murder One and Cat and AC Chill and all that, and that's how that came together. So when the Jones rappers came in, it was over because that took us over the top because it's like
that's gonna cave in over down there. Yeah.
I can't really say, I can't sit up here and tell a lie. You know, Sterling had some cold rappers, but Jones had the coldest rappers. They had the best rappers. When you go man for man, they roster was like all-star team. So when we got Cat and Nip, Murder and AC, it was over after the hood was sold up, but we felt like the city was sold up too.
Not just that, the energy from everybody was out there getting it individually.
And real quick, because Dope just walked in.
Dope, he just walked in.
The link, the way that this thing naturally evolved, it was like a link. It was just like it kept connecting because, like I say, when me and Nip battled, that brought the Jones crew in. But Rapper K knew Dope because y'all went to what school was that? You went to Westbury. I always want to say Willie Ridge. And Rapper K was like, man, I'm going to work on a song tonight. But my homeboy went to Westbury with me. He got some equipment at his house. I just want you to come with me to kind of like make sure everything's cool. It's right, just the music. I say, cool. I get over there. It's Dope. He got the old school Alesis, the drum machine. You know what I'm saying? And he over there making the beats and microphone and the double cassette set up to record and it sounding like a studio. So I'm like, man, who is this dude? Like, how is he right here in South Park? So that's how Dope came in, you know, because I joined COD, the group that he had, and next thing you know, man, all this stuff started coming together. A couple years later, here come Blank. You know what I'm saying? Here come Blank, who had been in Houston, but low profile. So it all connected together, man. Dopey and Egypt created the sound, like we were saying earlier, and they single-handedly slid the tracks under all of us with Cat and putting together production for us, man. And Nip and Dope sound rap a lot. That put us on a worldwide stage. South Park Coalition. Now everybody known because they allowed us to feature on their records. You know, so that was our first time being known worldwide. Here come Big Time Records. Big Time got UGK, they got Blank PSK, 20 Life. So it all starts coming together off of that. And once it starts coming together off of that, next thing you know, it's South Park Coalition everywhere. You know, everywhere we going, people claiming SPC. Are we like, who is this dude? We don't know this guy. You know, hats, shirts, everything, man. So it just was, to me, it was meant to be. It was destiny the way it came together and the way all the members just happened to line up the way they did.
It's all organic. And we love them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ain't no denying them. They love us so. Ain't no not telling them they not SPC.
Yeah.
They don't even rap.
Yeah.
So when we go, it's like, hey, they family.
Right.
Some of them names on the roster.
Yeah, real talk. They rep us so hard, and we appreciate them for that. You know what I mean?
Let's get the Holocaust in here, man.
Yeah, we got Dope B. What's the deal, man?
Shalom, everybody. What's going on?
Chilling. What's the deal, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Good to be here, part of the family, you know. Like I say, coming up, everybody, like lately, you know what I'm saying, you have to deal in the industry with different people and whatever, you know. And I know in the back of my mind it ain't family, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no disrespect who I'm dealing with. It's just my family here, you know. So to be here, you know what I'm saying, amongst my brothers with equal talent as well. Because I got a chip on my shoulders for South Park Coalition being the best rappers, being the best every damn thing. You know what I'm saying? And being amongst brothers that got the same talent as me, that keep me humble, you know? But it also lets us know that the Lord is with us. Saying there's been a lot of groups, man, that got together before, you know, we formed SPC and afterwards. And, the Lord chose not to keep them together, you know? And, you know, a lot of them not even here on the planet, RIP, you know, to a lot of them. But, he's kept our, you know, the people who left SPC, he's kept it to a few, you know, and we able to go 3 and 4 generations and still be able to rock out, man, and still be able to have a relationship besides music, because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? We became friends. A lot of us were friends before we even came into the music, and then we made sure that we stayed friends. The music business is hell, so it ain't always been roses. You know what I'm saying? But the love that you have to have for your brother and the forgiveness that you got to have for your brother, I feel that's the reason why SBC is as strong as it is, man. Because you really got to know the foundation and how it started, because the music industry is snakes and scorpions and goons and goblins, man. But I thank the Creator for having us together still today. Being able to push out our word and our self-therapy, whatever we putting on music. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of rappers don't get rich off of music; they get rich off of their companies that they start. Whether it be clothing company, water, whatever, shoes, whatever they're doing. Majority of the rappers get rich like that. But we've chosen to, however we started, we've chosen to stay the same way, which is hard to do. And not only is image, the same way, but as far as the rap style, things like that, we changed a little bit. That's how the industry is. Right, you're right, evolve. But as far as that, we haven't sold who we were at first. And that's kind of how we did when K-Rino was even putting, the beginning of SPC in it. He was like, well, no, we don't want him because we already got it there. Or, we don't want him because we already got it, like a Klondike cat who do stuff like that, And Blank can tell you that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy to get into SPC back then, you know what I'm saying? To start the core of us or whatever. And I think the way K-Rino did it, he not only did he found the SPC, he put structure in the SPC, right? He had captains, I'm saying, we had officers in it, and that's biblical as well, So we had structure, the organization, but most of all, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not saying it because he's here, I said when he's not here. Most of all, K-Rino put the example out on how to be, on how to act, on how to stay relevant, right? On how to keep pushing records out. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got probably the most in the world. I don't know. I think no, seriously. I don't know. I'm chasing. I thought it was like Aretha Franklin, had a bunch of them out. I don't know, but I think he, pretty much passed the record or whatever on that and surpassing that, right? But I mean, what I'm trying to say is the concentration, the due diligence, the dedication that you have to put behind the music business, and this is not, global notoriety on like a big scale. You know what I'm saying? And being able to stay focused, man. And not get caught in the drug game, not get a drug addict, not get caught on the new, Oxycontins and perks or whatever, but to stay focused on what you do. And that's to be, that's to be commended. That's to be recognized and looked at as all the SBC members are, man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
real quick, let me say this too on his point. I don't want to make it seem like we playing praise ping pong, but that's what we got to do, because everybody that you see sitting in the circle, and even those who were not here, everybody came in and played an intricate role in their own way, in their own identity, in helping to establish this. So we're grateful, because it's like God provided us with everything that we needed in the time. Like I say, without the music that Dope was doing, and without the motivation that we would get from Cat and from Blank and from Nip, it just different. Like, man, we do a click song, everybody know. I gotta go to the top shelf.
You gonna follow.
Because see, Murder said we don't know who they gonna put you behind. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know what artist gonna be. Oh, I'm behind Cat. Damn. So everybody raised each other's level up through that righteous competition, because you never wanted to be the weak link. We come from a battle rap culture. That's how we started off. So in this day and time, a lot of rappers come in kind of already focused on the industry. Like, I'm just gonna get in the business, do my thing. We just came up trying to be the best rapper before we even think about making records. So our mind frame has always been war mode. Against each other, against anybody else, war mode. And that translated over onto our records. So once that kind of hit the records, that's what I think built that energy to where the fan base was like, man, these dudes is crazy. these dudes rap like they got a problem with me, and I'm just listening to the song.
And they was right.
Yeah, and that's the thing, but that's what did it. And then with the type of music, I don't know what Dope and Cat and them that they had in their mind is like the kind of tracks that they made and we rapped on. It made you more aggravated to come out and like listen to some of Blank Earth, just the way Blank, just the aggressiveness of Blank was already like that, but you rap on a beat like that. You rap on horror movie raps with Nip and something like it's like you can't help but to lose it a little bit. So all that had a place and had a foundation, man, that I think that's what helped us catch fire, because you talking about again a time where rap wouldn't get no radio play. You know, that was a time where rap in Houston really was getting a lot of radio play. We came before that, and we still sold records without you ever hearing our voice on the radio. You know, that's a statement or testament to just the passion we put into it and the connection that we had with that fan base once they heard us.
We really, you know, most of us, we afforded we afforded a way to keep doing music. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't just get to a point where the music not paying, we ain't making no whole lot of money off of it. We made a way for us to keep doing it. Right. You know, like a lot of us got other skills that we could do stuff and not have to worry about, you know, trying to be in the music business. But we did other things to do music, right. And that's one of the things that kept us together too, because the struggles, you know, we all had our own separate struggles, but somebody might be doing something over here that can help what you doing right there. You know what I'm saying? We have web developers, graphic designers, beat makers, musicians, studios. We have, everybody got something they could do separate from this whole clique that can sustain them a decent lifestyle or a decent.
Well, I don't. But he right about everybody else. If it wasn't for rap, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm just gonna be real with you, Donnie. I'll be having to help you set the cameras up and stuff. You give me a job.
Nobody say so consistent what you do though. Consistent. That's how we was able to build it though. Right. Because we all sacrificed. We all was experiencing something. We all was great at something. We came together, and that's why it became what it is. Right. So, you know what I mean? We all had talents. We put them together, and voila.
Man, talk about because we talking about 35 years. Just to put things into perspective, when y'all came out, who was in Houston? What was going on musically? And what was going on? And the second part is any remnants of any of that today other than y'all still around?
Like I say, it's a battle rap mentality. It was rap contests, it was high school talent shows, and all of those settings was competitive settings. You know what I'm saying? Like some at the party, anywhere party, house party. Yeah. Coming at Bad Boy, that dude look like he rapped. Just get it. Why we gonna get it? He just rap. But that was our mindset, you know. But before us, we was listening to Wicked Cricket. You know what I'm saying? We listened to Kids Jam and Lester Pace and Jazzy Red and all those guys who had names and platforms back in the early 80s. And we like, man, these dudes are already celebrities and stars like this. So if we was somewhere and we saw Cricket somewhere, it was like we was looking at Run DMC or somebody. Like, oh man, that's Wicked Cricket over there. You know, that was a big deal for us. So when we got a chance, down Scott, come on. You know, so we got a chance to see these people and like actually get linked up with them, it was an honor for us. So as long as we've been doing it, because that's a great question, as long as we've been doing it, it still was people before us that influenced us to get out there and be better.
And then the radio station was more lenient then. That's when 102 was the actually hip-hop station. Yeah. And they would bring people along. Like that was my journey, man. My group at the time, they used to take us wherever they was to perform wherever they did. And then other artists started coming up, other artists as DJs, they started rapping and turned the whole thing around.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's the thing, see, everybody except me can do more than one thing, right? Like he was DJing, You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Cat and Dope and Ice, they do everything. You know what I'm saying? Look,
I ain't gonna say some of the stuff.
all you guys had another skill, but you know, I also know that if you master that one thing, it'll sustain you. You know what I'm saying? But knowing how to do multiple things is just gifts from God. That okay, I can bounce to this to that. But you know, max out that one thing you know how to do. So it was that's a great question.
Yeah, we didn't lean on it. Like we didn't lean on the one thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just a tool. You know, it wasn't like we just like complacent. Like okay, I'm rapping, but hey, if I have to, I could just fall back on this. It was never that type of. Especially with I can speak for me for sure. Like I could do other things, but I never did other things because I felt like, hey, if this rap don't work out, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that go to everybody in here because everybody 50 plus years old. We still out here doing it actively in the field, doing it. Period.
Yeah, our families while we do it. Man.
And take care
That's
of
first.
them.
Yeah, I just want to speak on that too. Like the dedication and what I put aside, right? Eddie Murphy said something like a long time ago. He said like you can't have a job and then like be a comedian. Like I understood that. You see what I'm saying? And that stuck with me, right? I passed up like Reno know and KO know. Like I was acting as a child before I even started doing music. I got video. I would never. You'll never see it. I got. Can't know what I'm talking about. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? But I got acting things or whatever that I was doing. But I'm saying this to say this, like college and all. Like I passed up a lot of roles and different routes. I purposely shut those avenues down. So I was like, I'm forcing myself. That rap is all I'm just gonna do. Like it's like that. You have to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? And you have to go all out. And I said, and I still said like. Now I'm at a point there's no make it. But back then I was in a mind state like, I got to give all I got in this. So if I don't make it, then I can say I gave my all in that. You see what I'm saying? And so, but I mean, things just kept happening, and then I started looking at different success stories and not the big one at the end of the road. And success is found along the way. It's not at the end of the road. That's not true. So it's like a video game. You get those energy packs as you go to keep going, right? So that's similar to what this is, and a big energy pack to me is what K-Reno established, which is the anniversaries that we have. Like that's an energy pack, in the game. And I'm able to connect. Everybody know how I am. I don't even deal with nobody. I don't even say a lot to a lot of people. I deal with laws and lies and propaganda. Like they really don't want me to make it. But I keep pushing it, and with that. It allows me to go and put my guard down at SPC show. You know what I'm saying? I can take some pictures with some people or, sign some autographs or whatever. Other than that, like the world has really, like the credit that they have not given us, the SPC, right, has turned me, shut me down. You know what I'm saying? The awards that I haven't received, like I'd rather get this notoriety sitting around here. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care for a plaque or anybody get like they give it to. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying I haven't received it. I should have to make an announcement, but I don't have to because I got real love from my brothers, and that's why I did it. When I produced their music, I didn't do it for money. You know what I'm saying, I said, man, protect my name. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they all tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it out of this. I'm doing it out of friend. Blank went out of his way to make sure I got paid, but I didn't ask for that. But he still did it. You know what I'm saying? But I still get brotherhood from everybody. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, that's priceless. You know what I'm saying? To this day, these brothers got my back no matter what. And that I can depend on, man. See what I'm saying? And that's more important than his music and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I appreciate the Lord setting up these brothers, you know what I'm saying, putting these angels around me, you know what I'm saying, to keep me focused, because I probably would have been the first black school shooter. Here, pass the microphone. Hold on, before. I know he go on his tangents. I ain't gonna have him go down there, but what I am gonna say is you talked about the those energy packs, man. You were one of the energy packs for the SPC when you went over to Rap A Lot and able to bring them to that larger platform. Talk about what it meant to even do that.
I know Nip went over there and you went over there, but Nip ain't here, so I'm just,
Right. Going over there, allowed me to, again, recognize a plethora of different things that I learned in the music business, I was able to branch out. I was able to, receive, major notoriety out, so everybody could see who I was and so forth. And, the flip side of that, I also got to see that my family is home, is SPC. That's what I got to see out of all of it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm grateful and thankful for everything, that I learned, because I really didn't learn. I know this sounds arrogant, but I speak the truth. I really didn't learn a goddamn thing from nobody. That's the fact. That's probably why I'm the way I am, because I'm that nigga. I'm supposed to feel like that, and that's why I feel I'm around a bunch of us who say I'm that nigga. So you looking at the niggas. You see what I'm saying? And we really don't say a lot. But I bet you ain't nobody finna grab a mic or grab a DJ set or whoever and want to compete against SPC. They are going to lose. You know what I'm saying? And we don't carry that, but we carry that. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not arrogant. We're not proud and, pride come before, destruction come before that. You know what I'm saying? Pride come before destruction. A haughty look before a fall, right? So we don't carry that. But what I learned is, through all my walks of life and where I went to different places, SPC is the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. That's what I learned. You see what I'm saying? And I appreciate everything that I did learn, though. Go ahead, you got it.
Talk a little bit about, because you were saying, how y'all may not get the credit and things like that. Why do y'all feel that it's like that? Like, of course, everybody know SPC, but, sometimes things will come up and it's like, okay, there's no mention of the SPC or, that type of thing. Do y'all... I don't know. Just talk a little bit about it.
This is what it is. Part of it. This ain't all of it, but it's part of it. What it is that when you are among the first to establish something, there's no electricity on in the building at the time. There's no lights. It's nothing there. It's nothing but trees and forests. So we was the ones who had the axes in our hand that chopped all that down. We cleared that land and all. So it opened the lane for the next people to come in and get the radio play and get the notoriety and get the exposure. Right. So our role was just a different role. So with that being said and being so long ago, now generations come along and they like, well, I ain't never heard of them. Well, you never heard of us because, again, there's no songs you can point out that was playing a lot on the radio at that time. You can say, well, oh, they sung that. Now, you don't know what we sung unless you were in that era and you was getting them underground cassettes and CDs out these stores and that music that was spreading on a word of mouth level as opposed to being on some mainstream radio. So that's one of the reasons. And so with that being said, if something does happen later on, once the scene is established like it is now, the people who come from out of town and come from different places, they're gonna latch on to what's current or what they have been exposed to based on from the time the scene did pop off in the city. And the originators sometimes get lost in that. Every blue moon, somebody will say, nah, man, y'all got to contact the SPC. But that's very rare. But to Dope's point, at this stage, we don't even look for that. That's right. You know what I'm saying? We don't seek that because when you've been underground from day one, that's all you know anyway. So, and we have learned how to function in an underground capacity to where it's like, okay, if they say, hey man, I like the interview, we more than accommodating. Right. But we not running to them. If we hear that something is happening in town, oh man, they doing this thing and it's such and time. Okay, cool. Because we don't begrudge nobody else who get that shot. Right. Without a doubt. It's like, because when we talk about H-Town, man, we got love for every artist, every clique that ever came through here because they helped to establish that whole. They are part of that just like we are. So we don't begrudge any of them, but within our own self, we like, okay, it's a part. Now, let me be honest, it's a part of me that be like, they can do it. I hope it's successful, but it's not valid if we not include. If you do anything that is supposed to speak on a historical significance in terms of this city, and not one of us is represented or mentioned or spoken to or talked about, it's not valid. Right. It could be good. Yeah. I can enjoy it and say, well, yeah, them boys did that, but it ain't legit.
It's not official.
Not included.
Yeah, in other words,
other words, microphone. This. In other words, the 2022 Houston Rodeo was not valid. And any other historical thing that they plan or are going to plan. So what they should do is who's ever in control of that, gather themselves together, give them white folks and whatever they're doing, and let them know that the pioneers suffer so the settlers can get rich. So we need to get with the pioneers and give them their just due. That's why Houston does not have a how did it start story. Because there's people who are trying to hide their hand and take credit for things that did not do. And we're the ones behind a lot of it. I'm saying? But what we know is, I'm passing the mic, what we know is a truth. Truth is forever. A lie is for just a short time.
I just want to say, how can you not have one of the longest standing cliques putting out music, pretty much in music, period? You got Wu-Tang, and they ain't all together right now. I'm saying the longest standing clique. How can you not tell the history of the dude that taught Screw how to do his first beat? See what I'm saying? So this part of the history, man, that people don't get to see and they don't get to hear because there's always, like Kay said, there's always been a beginning, and we were the clearing of the field.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So all the technology that we have, of course, it wasn't here, and it wasn't there. But as the height of Houston rap got going, it's like, you know, we was already solidified on the underground scene, and that saves us today. But I think the history should be told. I think people should reach people that know, and they sit there and make these documentaries, and they make these things, and they make these shows. They know. A lot of them know.
And we're gonna do it ourselves.
But you no, yeah. But you send.
So that's the terrorist. That's the terrorist poster right there. Right when I left Rap a Lot. Now that's a popular DJ Screw picture. I know you've seen that. Look over DJ Screw picture. Show him what do you see. You see my poster on his wall in his house. Man, get my phone back.
We you know, like Kay said, there's no jealousy, there's no envy or nothing, because we love what we do, you know. And without the world, we would still do this. If it was 3 people that listen to this music, we all would still be doing this same, selling them to them 3 people. So, you know, it's just a history that should be told. And if you're gonna tell the history, tell it right, because I'm a factual person.
And again, and like I say, somebody told me a long time ago, they say sometimes blowing your own horn is the only way to hear some music. That's right. So it's still our responsibility to tell our own story too. We got to tell that story. You know, if we want it told, if we recognize that nobody is going to tell it, because the other thing you got to understand too, I'm a realist. They may not tell it because they may not know, because of the route that we took. So we can't, in that respect, we can't be even upset at nobody, because it's like, if somebody don't know, they come from out of town and want to do something, hey man, I had no idea. Yeah. So if we tell our story, if we lay it out like that, which we do, you know, blankets always, we the first click, putting it down like that, then people can say, oh, okay, I didn't know. We wouldn't have known that Little Richard was the architect of rock and roll, and all these people. So if he wasn't on TV saying it, hey man, y'all stole that from me. Don't nobody give me my credit, don't nobody, you know. And people gotta understand, it's not always coming from a place of like hate or anger. It ain't coming from anger. It's just coming from the point of like, hey man, this needs to be acknowledged, because people will unintentionally or intentionally write you out of history. But if you alive and well and you allow yourself to be written out of history, that's not their fault. That's your fault. So we have to get down and say, hey man, hold on, wait a minute. Come here, youngster. Let me educate you on how this thing will start to go through the progressions. The same way, if we talk about what we established, but we fail to mention, like we said earlier, Wicked Cricket and the guys that came before us, it's disrespectful. It is. You know, so I don't begrudge nobody. All them, anybody, them my brothers. I love every last one of it. It's not, this conversation, this topic is not even about that. Right. It's just basically to say that, look, we are establishing and letting people know who we are, what we did, where we came from, what we established, and then you do the research and figure out for yourself. And then if you come back and say, okay, man, I didn't know, then that's cool. You know, that's how it goes down. Whatever the creator got for us is for us, plain and simple.
Yeah, said that's gonna determine you being the best. Don't put that out there like that.
That's true, but at the same time, I think that, you know, you can only edify yourself to a certain degree. You got to have other people endorsing you. You got to have other people in the game acknowledging the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put out 7 albums in one time. Like, come on, who done that?
Our fans know.
The fans know.
When that happened, that rodeo happened, the fans, they
But-
know also.
But you know, to put out 7 albums at one time, that you got to think. A person got to think about how much work went off into that to make that happen. How many songs didn't get selected? The whole process. To do one album, the process is grueling and crazy.
Right.
But to do 7, come on, man, should have been the Guinness Book of World Records. At the end of the day, it take everybody, you know, now outside of the SPC to be like, SPC. We can't sit up here and toot our own horn and expect, because it's gonna look like, hey, they tooting their own horn. We don't want to hear that. Right. We want to hear what everybody else got to say about this clique. Just to be real, you know, like me and Blank was having this exact conversation this morning. I was saying, you know, he was telling me how he not promoting the shows that he do on his site because other people gonna promote it. Right. But that makes sense. It make more sense than if he gonna sit there and feed the promotion of himself doing the show on his social feed all day. That's gonna mess up the algorithm where he gets shut down and not get seen. Number one, and number two, the people that do see it over and over on his page gonna be like, I don't want to see that. I'm tired of seeing that. But if 50 other people is saying, oh, K Reno, then bam, the edification, the acknowledgement, the endorsement, you know, we acknowledging each other. That's how it's supposed to be. You know, we gonna acknowledge each other, we are SPC, but then outside of that, the people that came after SPC, after we done mowed down all the grass and cut down all the trees for everybody to have it easy for them, should be like, hey, let's get K Reno, let's get Blank, let's get Cat, Dope, let's get these guys, let's get Nip and them, you know, let's reach back and grab them. Don't sit up and say, oh, you know, I look up to them, but then in public don't never acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing something major, mainstream type of stuff, and then we just get forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not cool.
Right. You see us in the bathroom in the club washing our hands. I'm the greatest rapper on earth.
Like speaking on that issue, man, it's like it's been the case.
Yeah.
So I'm numb to it.
Right.
It won't stop my movement. It won't stop our movement. It haven't stopped our movement. And that's what we show. You feel me? They know because they give the respect when they see us.
Right.
All the greats that's here. Right. SPC in the building, we know them. They know us. They done told it to us for what it's worth to ourselves. To know that happened. But me being numb to it, we gotta just keep doing what we doing. Cause I can say my part, but I done heard all my brothers just say everything I'ma say. So, but with that being said, we keep it moving.
Without a doubt.
Because on the SPC anniversaries, it speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
and
come
the
out
time
and take
between
a
that, and the time between that, we don't want to seem like we ain't worry about that. It's not an issue. That's not that. It's like we blessed, bro. We got so many blessings. Like I say, you know, a lot of us get up, go to work, do things like that, and we still able to do music and do what we do. Speaking for me personally, myself, I do music for a living. Right. I can't. Dope was talking about success. That's it.
That's right.
You know, that's the definition of success, to still be sustained in your purpose solely. You know, and that's where a few of us are, and a lot of us still have the luxury to still work and support families and still do music when they want to do it. So it ain't about nobody. See, my thing is, you know, I can because these my brothers, I can sit and disagree with certain points they say when I agree with other points they do say, but it ain't about nobody else. It's about us. We got to make it move. If we playing basketball and we know that we are a great team, we don't worry about what the other team. We know what we gonna do. They got to figure out how to stop what we do. So you know, and to have 35 years worth of history and 35 years worth of fan base, then guess what? That shows right there that we have been doing our job the proper way. Because again, when the fans go, you go, you go. It's over. So the fact that we still here, Donnie Houston wouldn't waste time interviewing somebody that it not relevant. It's like, man, why would I interview these people? Like nobody wants to hear about it. What if you hadn't heard nothing from us since '92? You might be curious. I might want to talk to them, but it ain't gonna be much to talk about. So yeah, we move forward. We don't want to focus on what nobody else is doing and what nobody else blessing from God is. We focusing on our own. That's all that matters.
Just to tap into some of the influence, Cat, you were talking about being the first person to teach Screw how to make his first beat. Can you run that whole story down?
All right. Y'all know Screw been on the turntable since 1991. So he been doing that, you know.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah.
That's third. Screw's that's third. Yeah.
So, you know, he been doing that. But as he grew, man, people wanted more Screw. Because he was already on the turntables. So it just was a matter of time for somebody asking about some beats.
Right.
So I remember him coming to my house one time and he saw my little setup, and it wasn't even mine. Matter of fact, I learned how to make beats. Each beat was moving to an apartment. He had to move back to his mom's house. He was waiting on his apartment, and his mom ain't want that noise in the house. And she told him he got to get it out of there. So he loaned the keyboard to me until he moved for maybe 3 months, and I made a lot of my first album. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Along with the help of Dope B. But one night Screw called me. Me and Icy Hot was making beats at my spot. He was like, Cat, man, I got a keyboard just like the one you got, man. I don't got no instructions. I don't know what to do, man. Come show me how to work this thing, man. Come help me make some beats. So me and Icy jumped in the car and went over there. And, you know, I helped him make a beat. I was on there singing the hook and rapping about 30 minutes long. And then the night before he died, fast forward, I was riding down, maybe 4 in the morning. I'm going down Cullen. I see him at the shop. I pulled up over there. He's like, man, you'll never guess what I found. Man, you remember I told you come help me make this beat? And, man, I found out where you was rapping and singing, man. We got to bring that song back, man. That was jamming, man. And he had a little thing where you put it in a CD player, but you had the cassette thing, and it was playing, and we was laughing because I sounded like a chipmunk. You know, I was really, you know, a lot younger, so. Then he stopped the music and he was like, man, look. He showed me a contract for Sony Records. And it said Mariah Carey. They want him to do a remix. So he's like, man, I ain't never messed with no people on this level. You know, so I don't know what to do. I was like, what you mean, bro? That's it. It's over. I said, man, all you got to do is do Screw. When they want East Coast, DJ Red Alert and Drama and all them, that's where they go to break the music. You the man down south, so that's what they want. They want you. Right. He was like, man, you know, I'm kind of still fresh on these beats, man. Would you help me? I'm like, come on, you serious? Just call me in the morning whenever you're ready to get up and go do it. We'll put it together. Then he showed me another contract of another group I never heard of, but they were on Sony too. So I was like, they trying to break them. I said, they want to come through you. You're the man to come through in the South. He said, well, I'm going to call you, man. I'm going to go to the house, and I'm going to call you when I get up. We're going to go to the studio. And he went home and passed away.
Wait. So Screw was sitting on a contract to do a Mariah Carey remix?
Yeah. I saw it with my own eyes. He had 2 contracts, one for Mariah and one for this other group. I can't remember the name of the group, but they wasn't hot. They were new. So obviously they won't get him to break them too.
This is wild. Okay, is it any other? Because we talk about influence, like like Zero, somebody who I would say was probably like one of the forefront guys that people consider the legends and all that. But he's very public about saying SPC and mentioning certain members of y'all. Is there anybody else that y'all have these type of like behind the scenes stories where the influence was there and like a lot of people just might not know?
SPM.
I got a
I
million.
could go on. Yeah.
Come on, well, that's what we're here for.
That's a whole nother segment.
No, I mean, go ahead, man. But I got a million of it.
I kind of watch the show a lot. I hear, let's go to UGK. When Russell signed UGK, they were coming through with cassettes. And I was DJing at Infinity 808. And I actually played Tell Me Something Good for everybody else that I hear on your show say they did. I was actually the first one because they were trying to find out do they want to sign UGK or not. But Pimp had a cassette with so many songs on it. And Russell brought it to the club I was at, and I actually played it. I'm not saying I broke it, but I was actually the first one to play it in the club.
Well, at the end of the day, that's why I got love for a lot of them. I got love for guys in Screwed Up Click. Got love for guys in Swisher House. Because as far as Swisher House go, I don't even see them guys a lot. But like we was with Watts last night, and it's always the love and that. Cause Watts we knew Michael 5000 Watts long before he got into, because he was on the radio and doing something like that. But conversation that I had with Hawk, conversation that I've of course had with Zero, conversation that I've had with Screw, just they always show their love. Pokey, all them brothers have always showed us love. Yeah, definitely Kiki. And that's another thing. See, because we want to. And I ain't just talking about for me, but I'm using me as an example. Guys like Kiki, of course Zero and all these guys bond, they have got on major platforms and acknowledged me and us, on platforms that worldwide big stage platform.
I've seen, I think, Ron mentioned you on Drink Champs, I think, one time.
So I look at it like, I appreciate it because nobody owe us nothing. And after all this, and nobody owes us nothing. But like, I don't know if that was Rap Cap or one of y'all was just got to saying, like, if somebody just mentions a name, that's cool. Because you don't have to do that. But I appreciate if you say, well, man, hey, man, who are some of the guys in the city? And if one of our names come up, it don't have to be me. One of those names come up, then we appreciative of that. So a lot of those guys will come to us at times and say, because the thing about the Southport Coalition, they could be influenced by any one of us. Like, if you talk about 3-6 Mafia,
I was just going to say that.
Point Blank and Gangsta Nip. Point Blank and Gangsta Nip, you can't tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the music that they've done, and a lot of stuff that is influenced by the type of style of music that Dope in Egypt was making. That evil sound and bass line. So, and people all over the world, man, can say, man, Cat is my guy. Nip is my guy. Dope is my guy. Everybody like who they, it's just like when you mention any other clique. They're going to have their favorites, they have their guys. But one thing about us, regardless of the situation, we always bring the rest of us in. You know what I'm saying? We bring the rest of us in. And that showed us, even if it's behind the scenes, that everything we did, it wasn't in vain, it wasn't wasted. Because you can throw a rock across the water and make a little ripple here and there, but you drop a big bowl in the water, it's gonna make a big splash. But either way, whatever our impact was, if we didn't exist to make that impact, it would be something slightly missing. Nobody would know what it was, but it'd be something slightly missing because it'd be a lot of music that got left on the table that was never made. If Blank would never made High with the Blank Stuff, Mine went blank, and all the different songs, Nip creating a whole freaking genre of rap that didn't exist. This man created a whole style that he just mastered and nobody was doing before he did it. So all these things have an impact, and just to talk about our sister Cliche, who has the most longevity of any female rapper to come through this city. A lot of great female rappers, even the ones that have made on mainstream level, we love them, but nobody has been consistent as her for a 20-year stretch like that, or more stretched, and still doing it, still sustained off of her music. All these things are commendable accomplishments that the average person might look at and like, oh man, it ain't no. But man, this ain't an easy game to be in. This ain't easy. If you not built mentally to deal with all of the rejections and the door slams and the no's and the whatever comes along with it, man, this thing will slam you, step on your head, and kick it. You know, so you have to really be built for this. And anybody who lasts 5, 10, 15 years in this, hey man, I give them credit. So the last 20, 25, 30, 35, man, you got to give props where it's due, man.
For sure. Man, so we got the 35 year anniversary coming up September 10th. I got, Blank, you bought them tickets, so we're going to do a giveaway or something. We got to, yeah. We'll do a giveaway for that.
Let everybody know too, man. I'm gonna have a live lion in the building.
He might do it.
He gonna be off the leash, but he gonna be in the cage.
Hey, we got, if you need tickets, we got tickets on Eventbrite, and all the SPC brothers got tickets. So whoever you hit up, make sure. And the tickets are almost gone on the code.
Come on, I ain't got but
you know, real talk. So as it get closer to the event, tickets gonna be gone.
You know, you can come to the door. You can come
to the door. You know what I mean?
Don't cost you a little more, but you can come to the door.
But it's gonna be a red carpet affair, man, and it's gonna be a night you don't want to miss, man. We appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be no us. That's why we still stand, because of them.
That's right.
Because of the fans. The fans won't let them forget us. The fans check them. You know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all for that, man. Keep fighting and rocking for that SPC. No disrespect to nobody else, but when they see faulty shit, one of our fans gonna yell at you. You know what I mean? We just sit back and watch the ambulance, you know, and try to tone it down. You know what I mean? But one love, September the 10th. Y'all make sure y'all there. Get there early. We got a lot going on. And it's going to be a show you do not want to miss, like PSK 13, 20 to Life, SPC 2G, everybody you see here, Gangsta Nip, DJ Fire, hosted by K Water, Yoli Yoli. I mean, it's going to be insane up in there. You know what I mean? Epic.
And shout out to DBX, Rough IQ,
No doubt.
Ryan Felon, Texas Tech, Brain Dead, all our brothers, man. And again, just our fallen soldiers like AC Chill and 38 and OG Wicked Cricket and anybody we forget, man.
For sure.
Appreciate you, Donnie.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. This is legendary, man. Hey, it's Donnie Houston Podcast, Southport Coalition, man. Make sure y'all there. 35 years anniversary. Say, man, 35 years, that's something to celebrate, man. You know what I'm saying? The boy's been around damn near as long as hip hop. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, hey, man, this is, you know, some of the core and the foundation of this thing in this city. A lot of stuff we talking about on the show, man. So it's very important. Make sure y'all follow everybody. Stay tuned in. Get your tickets. And, yeah, man, it's going down.
I still can hoop.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston Podcast, man.